This is the weekly watch of February 25th, 2013. It's like, I'm Darkly 10,000, but my friends call me Jay. And here with me today are... Guys?
Truman. And... Why are you trying to make your voice sound cool? Come on.
Well, you know, it's... I do that.
You're not trying to seduce the listeners, because the listeners are just us three.
So?
Stop trying to seduce me, Jay.
You guys suck. All right. So
I want to make that a tag. I wish I tweeted. That way I could just tweet. Stop trying to seduce me, Jay.
All right. We have the episode. We have the title of the episode now. And
Slayers.
What? Oh yeah.
All right. The show that took us 3 weeks to watch.
Take me 3 weeks.
It took you and I 3 weeks. It took Jay an afternoon.
Oh yeah, Jay finished it in an afternoon. It took us 3 weeks.
I don't see why you guys had such a problem with it.
Well,
because it's so 90s.
It's like mad 90s. It's like whoa 90s.
Yeah?
Like, I think the biggest
guys,
sign of
you guys
low
have
90s
like
to me is their shoulder pads. Their shoulder pads are just like, they're all like these like angled shoulder pads that come to a point, and like it's just like, wow, and everyone's wearing them.
You guys grew up in the 90s, you know this, right?
I do know that, but I'm not obsessed with nostalgia. Like I can look back and see like what's up with all these shoulder pads, guys.
Well, shoulder pads are protective of the shoulders.
They don't need to be this big.
They're gigantic. They're like straight up like tier 3 rogue shoulder pad level.
Don't know that reference.
I think
Just a WoW reference that no one got.
Yeah, no one got it.
So,
honestly, I think if I remember correctly, it's only Lena, Gowry, and Reza who have giant shoulder pads.
Amelia, it does too, I think.
Does Amelia?
No, maybe not.
I don't see it in any of those pictures.
No, she doesn't.
That may be wrong.
She does not at all.
Okay, fine, but those three, it was just like shoulder
But those
pads.
three are the ones that are always there.
Exactly.
One of them is almost always on screen.
Exactly. Actually, the one episode where Lena isn't like constantly on screen, she comes up on screen in a chibi version to give a nonsense like, here's something that doesn't really explain anything about the show.
Alright.
Because I need to talk.
That was actually really weird. She just like randomly came in and is just like, "Hey, let me try to explain. I'll explain how magic works." By the way, the bit did not explain how magic worked at all. It was just like, nope, no reason other than just to have her show up.
I am pretty sure I mostly skipped over that weird part.
Wait, you
Honestly,
skipped stuff?
Yeah, you just skipped a minute at a time.
Oh. Well,
I've seen most...
no
I
wonder you
remember
have to
most of the
after
show.
Fine.
I remember like the
Alright.
first 6 episodes.
So, okay, so how do we start these off again? Who has the questions?
I do.
Alright. Well, it's usually general thoughts, which means we step by the story slowly.
Yeah.
Okay, so general thoughts. I mean, I didn't really like it. But I didn't like it in the same way that you didn't like Oda Nobunaga. Like, I just didn't really enjoy it, and I had to like trudge through each episode. Like when one episode ended, I had to like, alright, I'm gonna take a break and do something else, and then I'm like, alright, time for the next episode.
And then somehow,
wasn't
I pass you and completely finish it before you.
exactly like I just had to trudge along the episodes. I was not motivated. But like if I try to think about something I didn't like I can't really think of anything. Like I did enjoy most of like most of it. Like I can't think of something here I didn't like this. But I just saw it. I guess I liked it, but I just didn't.
I liked it.
We'll try and bring up some stuff for you to hate when we start going through the actual story.
It's like, I mainly liked it because, you know, it's fantasy. And I just generally like fantasy.
And I did like the whole story. Like I liked how they were, overpowered. It reminded me of D&D. they just, these overpowered adventurers who are like, hey, we're just gonna run around and do shit. I actually kind of liked that. Like, I kind of liked how this story just didn't. Like, at first, they were just like going around doing stuff.
Yeah.
I did kind of like that.
To me, the beginning was the slowest part.
Oh, really? I actually liked the beginning.
The beginning it slows down when she, like, loses her powers. Because it's that time of the month.
She gets kidnapped. That
was actually really funny.
It was funny, but it was just slow.
I had the beginning, actually, I got burned through pretty fast. I remember I watched the first 9 episodes. It was actually the ending for me that was the hardest part for me to watch. Yeah, I mean, in the ending, there's, like, stuff going on, and it's interesting, but I had to trudge through the ending.
Is there any reason why?
I don't know. Honestly, I can't think of something that's why I had to trudge so much through the ending here. I mean, just the storyline in general, and the characters just didn't seem developed. Like, it just seemed so undeveloped in general. Like, it seemed like I was watching a general plan for, here's what we're gonna, like here's our general idea, now we're gonna tweak this and then release it, It just didn't seem complete.
But it's a shonen show. I mean, there's not that much to develop.
I mean, I guess, I get what you're saying, but I don't know. I mean, there was definitely characters, I liked actually the characters pretty well. So actually, I don't really know what I'm saying when I say I didn't feel it was developed. Like, I loved Amelia and her dad. What was her dad?
No, her dad, the pacifist kick guy.
Oh my god, I loved, at least with the subs that I had. It was like goodwill.
Kindness to all mankind punch.
Yeah, it was the funniest shit. Pacifist crush. Oh, I was cracking up when that first came out.
All I'm reminded of...
And I loved it when he showed up. I loved it when he showed up in the second episode.
It's like, all I'm reminded of when, like, he showed up on screen was, Kamina. It's like, what is it? Hands off my beloved little brother, punch! When he first gets his ship.
And like, I liked Amelia as a character too. I thought Amelia was a great character, even though she was useless. At no time in the show, like whenever it was like, oh, we have a fight scene, like it would cut to Amelia, and it would show her like, here's the fight starting. Then it would cut to other characters doing stuff, and then it would cut to Amelia like cowering in the corner without ever having done anything.
What are you talking about? She casts spells.
She casts like maybe 4 spells.
There's one part in the show that like captures it perfectly, and it's when they're already inside Rezo's library lab place, and they're fighting all the golems, and Lena's like, Zell, you do this. Whatever the like shrine maiden girl, you do this. And I'm gonna do this. And Amelia's like, oh, what should I do? She's like, oh yeah, you cast spells too.
It's like, you do something. Yeah.
Like, Amelia was there like purely as comic relief. Like, she did nothing. Like, rarely she would cast like this one spell as like backup. And I think it was more just to prove that, like, to remind the audience that she can cast magic. Like, I think it was kind of just like, hey guys, if we don't have her sometimes cast magic, everyone's gonna forget that she can.
It's like in the last fight, she did Pacifist Crush, or she tried. Yeah, she's all like, cast a spell, then it's all like, Pacifist Crush, and in midair you just hear her go like, oh, this was a bad idea, and get swatted back.
Oh, I do remember her getting just totally just bitch slapped by Rezo.
Clone Rezo.
They all kind of had like their signature spell type things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of had the Dragon Slayer and...
Oh no, it's the Dragon Slave.
What his was called. Oh yeah, Dragon Slave.
That was the dumb name for a spell. I never got over how dumb of a name for a spell.
Well, they explained why.
They explain it. That doesn't make it less dumb. Like, it doesn't fix it. Like, it's, like, they explain it. They explain why they made something stupider than necessary. why?
The Dragon Slayer.
Exactly. They said
It evolved into Dragon Slayer.
It's
like it actually specifically said, "Hey, you know what the name of this spell should be? Here's why it's not that." But for not a good reason, for a stupid reason.
Yeah.
Okay, but Amelia's like signature spell was like the Black Mist.
Black Mist.
What's it?
Think about it. It was like
Wouldn't it have been the exorcism thing?
She did Fireball while taking care of minions.
Yeah, I think she only used Fireball once. But did she do the exorcism thing at least a couple times?
but like the only time she ever did anything useful was with Black Mist.
Useful alone.
Yeah.
Useful alone.
I don't know.
Not being told to do something.
Okay.
So,
You know what's one little thing that bugged me? How, like, they skipped over the, like, galleries, like, because sword fighting scenes are much harder to animate than someone standing still and then, like, lights coming out of their hands. It was funny when you would notice how few, like, scenes gallery did anything. Like, it was very few scenes that gallery ever did anything.
alright.
The majority of the time you kinda stood around while Lena just, like, while other people just cast spells. And he kinda just hung out.
Or he fought
He drew his sword really cool.
background. But
Yeah, or he would like be like, yeah, he's fighting back there, and then they cut to it and they're just standing there.
yeah, they'll have their swords locked
Yeah.
in position, and they'll say something, and then they'll go back to Luna.
Yeah, and then you realize like, man, like, wow, they really tried to cut the cost with this animation, didn't they?
Like, here's one thing that also made me think about the 90s thing. Like, half of the spells just reminded me of Dragon Ball Z.
Half of them.
Really?
Yeah, if you look at the Dragon Slave, it's like she forms a ball in her hands, and then like shoots it out, like the Kamehameha from Dragon Ball Z.
I don't know. I think that's a stretch.
I think that's just a normal thing I'm used to.
I don't know. It's just like it's like laser beams. Come on, everyone likes laser beams.
It's always like,
It's a black and red laser beam. Come on, black and red are the coolest colors, and then laser beams. Everyone loves laser beams.
I don't know. I would have preferred it feels more like the Frost Arrow or whatever it was.
I did like how apparently the strongest spell in shamanism, which was the equal of the Dragon Slave, was never once useful. Like every time they brought it up, it's like, oh, here's how this thing didn't work. Like, apparently shamanism is the red magic of Slayers. It's just useless.
probably. A lot of things didn't work. But,
Yeah.
so, what are we doing?
Let's go through the story.
Okay.
Story.
Yeah.
I mean, the story was really pretty bare bones, basic.
Dude,
Um,
it's like classic, let's go adventuring.
Yeah, pretty much. And then they throw in the twist with, Rezo's the bad guy, which, you saw a mile and a half away.
What? How?
Second,
Are you sure I mean,
He, shows up, and he's, this towering figure. He's like, I'm the good guy. And it's like, wow, you were definitely not the good guy.
Not only does he say he's the good guy, but then he continually asks for the statue.
Yeah, and then he's like, give me that statue that you're trying to protect. And they're like, nah, we're gonna, he's like, give it to me. He's like, no. He was so just, obviously the bad guy.
and so, then he becomes just like the god of evil. His body becomes the god of evil.
Which, I don't know, I was actually really surprised that, hey, Demon King Lord...
Oh, wait. Well...
In, 7 episodes in? I'm like, whoa, that was fast.
It's like, well, I mean, it was only a sixth of him.
I mean, I guess, but I'm like, wow, this is 7 episodes in when they introduced him. I'm like, this is weird. Oh, you know what's one thing that bugged me? How the titles of the episodes were spoilers for the episode.
Just don't look at them.
But I had to look at them to play the episode. It would be a chat,
Here's what you do.
Episode 7 would be stuff that happens. I'm like, oh man, what's gonna happen? Let me start episode 8. Episode 8 is called Shabrana Ghetto is Reborn. Well, I guess that ruins that ruins the entire, suspense of that episode. I wonder if he's going to be reborn. Well, of course he's going to be, because that's the title of the episode.
Set up a playlist.
But even if I did, at the beginning of the episode, it would say the title.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Can we really quickly talk about that opening?
The opening? What about it?
How annoying it was.
Skipped it after the first, like, 3
Oh, just like oh my god. Jay, did you watch it in English?
Of course I watched it in English. I'm a
Yeah.
dub guy.
Yeah. It was really annoying.
Lena's voice is really, really annoying.
That's honestly, that was the reason I decided to. I was thinking, like, I always watch things sub. Maybe I'll try dub. I listened to Lena's voice and dubbed. I'm like, nope, not
But
happening.
Gowry's voice is James from Team Rocket, Brock from Pokemon, which is both Pokemon now that I think about it, and he's Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Like, I'm just saying that.
It just like Lena's the one that talks the most.
And she
She's
does.
the loudest character.
And then I tried. There was one other time that I like opened it up, and some character said like one word. I'm like, this isn't happening. No, not going
Yeah,
on.
I remember you complaining about Rizzo's voice.
Was it right?
You were just like, why is this guy just so, like, relaxed and calm? Just like, hey, man.
Oh yeah, no, that was it. I turned it on, and he's giving this speech about like, ha ha ha, like I did it. Now I'm gonna just kill you and destroy the world. Wah ha ha ha, and like the English voice actor's like, I did it. Time to like kill you, and then destroy the world. He was like almost sad about it. He was like melancholy about the whole thing. I'm like, this is not the kind of intonation that this character has right now. He's not like sad about the fact that he's, now powerful and about to destroy the world. No, he's very much the opposite of sad.
Well, he's just kind of there.
It was just like a really weird thing. I couldn't get into
What
it.
happened?
Like I couldn't like listen to the voice. Like I just had to.
What happened after Shaberningdo? And they destroyed him with the most devastating spell in existence?
Yeah, just like, oh, yeah, this is the strongest spell. But now we have the strongest.
Well, I mean, it's not really a spell, it's more like a summoning.
That's true. Well, right after that arc, they go straight into meeting Amelia, and then after that, they get the bounty hunters, and then they have the whole bounty hunter arc until you get to the one girl. I think Eris was her name. I loved how just obviously evil she was too. Like, it's the second you see her. Like, wow, that's the most bad guy costume I think I've ever seen. I've never seen an article of clothing that says bad guy as easily as that.
Just the black bikini.
Yeah, like the black bikini
armor
robe,
thing,
and then like the spiked shoulder pads, and it's like everything about her screamed, "I'm the bad guy, I'm evil."
Oh, and like what she used, like she would create copies of people and make chimeras.
Yep, that.
I wasn't so against that.
Really?
No, but that's something that's evil.
Yes.
I guess I see where you're going from.
Like that's like necromancy style
or
magic.
Evil science experiments. Which is what they were.
I mean, I'm trying to equate it to magic. So.
Yeah, alright.
Magic has science.
Magic has science?
Yeah. Why do you think they have laboratories?
They do have to discover new spells and stuff.
Exactly. Science and magic combined! And with that, we get magic ions.
One thing I did like about the show is it reminded me a lot. It seemed like the precursor to The Legend of Legendary Heroes. Like, in just so many ways.
Right, I remember that show. Except for everything. Everything was awesome, but the end.
Everything was awesome, except they forgot the second half of the series.
Right.
I mean, The Legend of Legendary Heroes was great until they realized that they forgot that there's a second half to a story. Like, stories you don't just hit the climax and then end it there. You actually have to end the story. That's how they work. And they kind of forgot that. And that was the biggest problem with that show. But so, like, Slayers, when I'm watching Slayers, I just thought, like, wow, this,
it's
like,
it's like a
fantasy
it's like
element.
a gender bend, because well, you got the swordsman, but he's a dude in this one. When in Legend of the Legendary Heroes, it's a chick.
Exactly. It was just like a gender-bended version of
But
Slayers.
they do in Slayers they have a larger party. And less
That's very true.
politics.
They do have like a full-on party in Slayers,
and less politics.
which I thought was actually cool. I like the fact that there was a full-on party. It wasn't just like these two super guys. Although Lena's whole point was that she was basically unstoppable. Like that was, like it's like pretty much canon, I think. Like she went on about how like famous and powerful Rezo is, but like at the same time she was not at a single point was she ever stopped by anything short of a god.
Yeah. Except that, like, few days when she lost her powers.
Yeah, except when she was on her period.
Whoa, you can't say that. It was that time of the month.
I just did.
So they meet up with Amelia, right?
Yeah, so after they met, I loved Amelia and her dad. I loved those two characters. By far my favorite characters in the show. They were so funny.
Just champions of justice.
Yeah, the whole champion of justice thing. It was awesome.
Alright. And after they meet up with them, they go to the town, they get chased by bounty hunters, and they finally end up... What was the last town called?
Syriac? Something like that.
Syriac? Oh yeah, the Syrag, I think.
Yeah, I think.
Whatever, it doesn't really matter. Like they bring in. Oh, actually, here's something I just remembered. That the show got dark really fast. Like things that they kind of skimmed over beforehand, like the whole like. So in like multiple points, Lena's destroyed like multiple towns at the beginning of the show.
Not on purpose.
But then when Rezo like destroys a town, like he goes into this whole thing about how the cleric girl's like dad is dead and everyone she knew growing up is dead. And I'm like,
Well,
wow,
when Lena destroyed a town, no one died.
Really dark. But do you know that no one died? Because it doesn't make sense. You can't just say no one died and everything.
Are you
good.
sure? They do that with Sonic. No one died, even though the entire city got flooded.
Like it was just like, wow, this got really dark because it's just everyone's dead and she's like crying in sadness. I'm like, wait, what? What? This isn't how this show's supposed to be. This show's supposed to be lighthearted and silly, not depressing.
That depressed you?
I was horribly depressed.
Okay.
It was crushing. She's like, yeah, everyone I know is dead. And I'm like, what?
Alright. I mean, I guess that's depressing. I mean...
It's pretty depressing.
Okay.
I guess I'm not a heartless monster like you. I'm sorry.
That was the only time there was actual emotion in the show.
It's true. That was. But it was pretty heavy stuff to just drop in as the only emotional thing in the whole show.
So, what happened after that? They went to the lab, right?
Yeah, they met the chicken guy in the lab.
And that lab was deep.
I mean, there's not really much to say. I can't really think of anything that important that happened until like the actual end.
So, final battle.
Okay, well, there's the part when Rezo gets his power at the end. That seemed like a big point.
And immediately kills
Iris.
evil character. Eris.
That was her name?
Yeah. But, like, for no real reason, actually. Like, he just like, because. He kind of just did straight up because.
Well.
If I remember correctly, he's like, you got me here, but now you're just a liability, so I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
He doesn't explain why. I don't think he explains why she's a liability. He's just like, you're a liability.
Yeah, he kind of just, like, says it, hey, I'm killing you. And, so you know.
And then when they try to help her, he blows up her body.
Kind of a
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, it was off
Whoa.
screen. It was kind of a dick move.
Wow.
It's like, whoa,
No,
we'll heal you.
I don't think it was off.
It was.
I'm pretty sure it's like you see the Shrine Maiden like running up to try and heal her, and you just see a blue light and like the body eviscerates.
That is pretty hardcore. I don't remember that exactly. Wow.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember her body exploding.
Disintegrating's more closer to the term.
That's how people died in the show.
Most.
Oh yeah, I guess there's that always the weird disintegration.
Everyone.
The problem with disintegration is I never knew, like.
Gonna continue that thought?
Yeah, I'm gonna look up.
I never knew if a person actually died or not. You know, like
Dude, lots of people died when they were fully
I
disintegrated.
mean, lots of people died, but some people didn't die.
Like who?
You know? Like the Zelgitis, the Golem guy. The Golem guy's 2 followers at the beginning of the show. They like disintegrated like twice, but they didn't die. And so I thought, since I was at the beginning, I thought that was what was happening. But then
it's like
people
the
did
third
die,
time-
and I was just confused.
It's like the third time they actually did die when they got disintegrated. By.
I don't ever remember them being disintegrated except for the first time. Except for when they actually died.
That actually might be true. I don't remember that either.
Maybe they just got did the whole
They blew
blow
up.
and, I don't
Steam
know.
rockets blasting off again.
Get hit with like a fireball.
Yeah, they might have team rocketed it instead, and I just assumed
Yeah.
thought they disintegrated, but
And then
Still.
they got disintegrated by the Dark Lord.
yeah, that was pretty like, whoa.
And so, that final battle, when they actually get like the sword of purification and love.
Oh yeah, I thought that was weird. Like, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we have this like super powerful super sword hidden away in
Well,
nowhere.
she hit it herself. It's like, and then it got lost.
That too. Like,
It's like, I hit it when I was a child and never brought it back, so, go me.
like what? What is what? What? Like what? That whole thing was just super out of character for the cleric girl.
Well, yes.
I mean, it just made no sense.
But, you know, you have to be able to look past that sometimes, and then you have to see that the sword keeps getting redrawn differently.
Oh, I mentioned that definitely. It was redrawn in literally a 5-second span. I think I saw it redrawn 3 different ways, maybe even more.
And it's
And I'm like, did they not even watch this episode before like putting it out? There were 3 different drawings of the sword.
yeah, I think I remember that part. It's all like gets handed the sword of light, and she's all like, I don't need it. I've got this! And as she's slashing it, it changes 3 times until she takes her fighting pose.
Exactly. I was just in shock by how bad that was. Like, that's really bad. I don't usually notice little things, or if I do notice, I don't really I kind of just mentally skip over it. Like, this was bad.
I think why.
Here's something.
What?
Hey, go ahead. I'll bring this up.
I think the reason I caught it was the jewel at the tip of the sword was red. At one
Yeah,
point.
and at first it was green, then it became red, then the whole design of the thing turned different, and
that's it.
yeah, and then it would after a little while it went back. It was just really weird.
So what were you gonna say, Nate?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was watching the part when he kills Eris, and I realized it's the only time there's blood.
Actually, there were a few times.
Really?
Well,
'Cause that's the only time I see,
that and
blood
when
look
Lena
good.
when Lena got stabbed, shot,
Or when
stabbed.
she got,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
there was a time somewhere I think in the first half where she just got hurt. When she was running with
that was one
Zelgatus.
thing. It was pretty bloody. Those scenes were pretty bloody. I was like, whoa, that's
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
pretty
when-
hardcore.
There's that. It was there was a lot of blood when
There
Eris
was
died.
a lot of blood. That's true. I do remember that. That was weird. I was not expecting that much blood in a show like this.
So
You know who we haven't really talked much about is Zel Goddess or whatever his name was. I can never remember.
I mean, he's not really that.
Let's just go to characters then. Main cast.
All right. I mean, he's kind of just like a stoic, generic stoic character, really.
Stoic?
Whatever.
I don't know. He had like jokes. Made fun of people.
I guess. I wasn't too overly impressed by him, by his character.
I love
in
how he
general.
agrees to a sword fight. When he's protecting. It's like, you probably forgot one thing in this sword fight. I'm part golem.
Oh yeah, I did like that. How he's just like, he's in a sword fight. Oh, by the way, I can't get hurt.
It's like, you
That kind of
you are kind of an idiot for challenging me to a blade fight.
Yeah, it's kind of unfair at that point.
But I mean, he has clear motivations, at least.
That's true. And then they tried to pair him up with Amelia at the end.
And it's like, he disappears for the middle part.
Yeah, the whole middle part, he just disappears.
It's like, hey guys, I somehow ended up where you guys were. You can thank me later. I'm gonna be helping the team out a bit.
Yeah, he kind of just like leaves and just, hey, he comes back.
But, it's like, your favorite character was Amelia in them, right? Truman?
Yeah, Amelia and her dad were definitely my favorite characters.
Cause
I thought they were hilarious because they were just so funny, you know. They were so good at being the heroic comedic relief, and like just the fact that Amelia was useless and her dad was just like a monster. Just,
but he was a prince.
I remember when they yelled out when he first used pacifist crush against his brother and the other guy, and just totally wrecks them. Oh, I was laughing so hard.
That was one of the best parts.
I thought that was incredible.
Nate, who was your favorite character?
I don't know. Rezo.
What?
The villain.
The villain?
The villain was
the villain who died and was a clone later?
Yup.
How?
Because it's what I would try and become a god.
I don't know. I actually thought that he was a pretty good character. I liked him.
Really?
Yeah, I thought he was a pretty good villain. I liked his motivation.
Oh yeah, the backstory behind him?
Yeah, I thought he had a good backstory.
He's like,
like he wasn't just like, it's like, oh, I'm evil and trying to destroy the world. He's kind of like, he had a specific goal. He wanted to see. He didn't give a shit about anything else. He just wanted to see.
That's...
Well, to me it was more like, he became so frustrated with life because he couldn't see, despite doing all of these little things to get there, and nothing worked. And then he just loses it. He's like, screw
So,
everything. I'm getting what I want.
Yeah, exactly. He kind of just says, I don't care about other shit. Eyesight.
So you're talking about the...
But like,
Nate, you're talking about the actual one, not the clone, who's dumb.
clone was dumb. Just like, I'm gonna be better than the original Rezo, and that's all that matters. I don't have any plans after that. I'm just gonna kill, and then I'm gonna sit here and just
After,
Wow, that's pretty intense.
What?
You calling him just that stupid. I don't think the clone was that
Really?
bad.
Okay.
I didn't think he was that bad.
I mean, I get why he was like, I gotta kill Lena, so that I can prove I am better than.
Exactly. I mean, he's a clone. Being a clone's a pretty big burden on your shoulders.
But then it was just like, that's all I care about. What happens next doesn't matter.
He had no long-term plan.
The actual Rezo, he was like, I'm gonna get my eyes back, and then I'm gonna kill Shabrigado or whatever it's called.
Actually, no. That's a problem I had. So Rezo's plan to kill Shabrigado
was to infuse himself with another evil god.
Yeah, it was to summon another evil demon king god. And then, what was that? What was the game plan on that one?
He would be in complete control of that one.
Yeah, like the clone was in control of him, of the evil god thing when he absorbs power.
I guess, but I don't think...
Rezo was gonna kill Shabrigado.
Look, even Lena had to use an evil god, okay? To win. And then she was told never to use it again.
I just felt that it was really weird. Like it seemed really not thought through. Oh, we're gonna defeat this evil demon with this other evil demon. Hey, it's like, wait a second.
It's the bigger stick policy.
Okay. The thing is that like the second evil demon wasn't actually an evil demon. It was the power left over from an evil demon.
Good point.
Was it? Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, if you watch the episodes, he's like, you see him surrounded by like the black miasma that looks like the dragon, but it's, surrounding him and does what he wants.
He's in complete control.
Yeah. All right. I guess that's true.
All right.
But
so my favorite character.
Okay, what's your favorite character?
Well, Gallery. Yeah.
Gallery?
Even though...
Gallery was just so...
Well, yeah, but he had a good heart. And a sword.
Honestly, I would have liked the main cast if it wasn't for Lena.
Really?
She was the only part that dragged it down.
I didn't think Lena was that bad. I mean,
she annoyed me so
Try watch.
She was definitely annoying, but I thought she was annoying in a good way.
But, I mean, then just, poor Gowry has to put up with her.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons, because I thought Gowry was an okay character. I thought Zell was okay. Amelia was okay. And Selena's like, she just annoyed me so much. She talked when she didn't need to talk. And she was mean to everybody.
That was kind of her character.
Best part is, more seasons of it.
Exactly, we got 3 more seasons. Oh man.
But the Sword of Light is probably is pretty cool in my opinion, and by that I mean it's a lightsaber.
It's pretty cool, but it seems so underwhelming.
It makes lightsaber sounds.
But I was gonna say that, yeah.
It never actually did anything that useful.
Yeah.
Like for supposedly being some super special sword, it never really did anything useful.
It did break the seal on the lab.
That's true. It broke that seal. I guess that is.
It broke the seal.
Why would Rezo have put a seal that only the Sword of Light, an item he never had any ownership of, could break?
Well, maybe it's just anything of that power, or was it really only the Sword of Light?
I mean, if it was something of that power, they could have just found a cleric and done that.
I'm not sure a cleric would have that power.
Block.
Because the Sword of Light was the thing that originally destroyed the second evil demon thing. So it's supposed to be extremely powerful.
But exactly, it's supposed to be extremely powerful. Yet at the same time, it wasn't. It just at no point was it.
Dude, it made it. Well, most of the time they're fighting these unreasonably powerful people. I mean, against...
Also, we never really get to see Gowry fight, except for, twice. Because they couldn't animate the sword fights.
Yeah, that's true. It was...
Also, you have to remember that I've seen the first half of Try, which does have more sword fights.
It has a little bit more...
oomph to it. Yeah.
It has less animation shortcuts.
Probably. If I remember correctly. Because this show does look pretty bad and dated. Hello? Alright, technical problems aside.
So
Just try and cut that part out. Maybe. Hopefully.
I'll do something.
Or just have a 10-second cut. We're just...
A 10-second cut with just white text.
Oh, man.
Alright, so where were we?
Uh,
I swear I have short-term memory loss because I can't remember anything. Sort of light?
Sword of Light, I believe.
Yes.
Like it didn't do anything in this series really, but apparently it's gonna get better over the next few.
It becomes important. More important. Besides being Gowry's ace card. Of just, well, my regular sword isn't working.
but even when he pulls it out, it never does anything special.
Yeah, it did.
He breaks that one guy's sword.
He cuts that one invincible demon in half.
Yeah, he
Oh,
does.
actually, you're right. He does do that.
And then he kills Ghost with it, while the pacifist guy is talking to the Ghost, telling that they shouldn't scare people.
Actually, that was awesome. That was very funny. I love that scene where he's just
Actually, really quick about that episode.
looking at different things, huh?
About that episode. How it's just like, there's a mountain in the way. We should blow it up. So, wouldn't that just leave a giant crater left?
Yep,
That's
Yeah.
almost the exact same.
kinda.
Just more treacherous because it doesn't have defined paths.
I did think that the whole like mountain blow it up was funny.
It's the only way. Who else was on the main cast we didn't talk about?
Cleric girl.
I forgot her name completely.
I don't remember her name either. I
Neither
think
do I.
things like Shepeel. I think I'm thinking Shep for some reason.
Shep?
Let's look it up.
It just sounds bad.
It
That doesn't sound right.
does start with an S for sure. Sylphiel.
Sophia?
Yeah. Wow, it's the last character on MAL's character list. Like, the last, that's how unimportant she is.
Well, she's good at defensive spells, I guess.
Wow. Oh, apparently, maybe, who knows, really. She only cast, like, what, 2?
And then a healing spell.
And she blew up a couple walls.
Yeah,
But,
she really didn't do a whole lot. If they
She was
do,
introduced in the last, like...
that's true. She was introduced like late in the last arc, so I mean, I get why.
I wonder if she's in the other series.
Is she? I was actually going to say, if she is in the other series, then I hope they flesh her out a little bit more. Other than the only kind of depth that she had was the whole like, oh, she's in
My father
gallery.
died.
Yeah, her father died, and she's in the gallery. That's pretty much it.
So what is the next series? Is
The
it
next series...
next, or Slayer's Gorgeous?
Next.
Next is the next. Next is the next one. See, it tells you itself. But you know what we could do instead? We could always just watch all of Gintama.
Shut up.
400 episodes.
We're not doing that.
We could do that.
We're not.
It would be pretty fun.
I won't deny that, but we're not doing that.
But come on.
Alright. So, I guess this is pretty much the end of it, right?
What are we watching next week? Oh god, what we're watching right now was just hit Amari's head.
We gotta do a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh yeah, scale of 1 to 10. I gave it a 5. Because I didn't not like it, but I just had no motivation to keep watching it near the end. Had to drag myself to watch each episode.
You just really didn't like that final part, did you?
I guess not. But it was the whole, second half, really.
The second half's the one with the pacifist.
I know,
Once he met them, he was like, "Okay, I've had my fun. I'm done."
I don't know. I don't remember the exact point where I just became sick of it. But at some point, I was just like, I am so done with this. And I'll be honest, it might have had a little bit to do with I kind of just, I watched it because I had to, but I really wanted to play Love Alternative the entire time I was watching it.
Really?
Yeah, like the whole time I was watching it, like, man, I got to get through this to play Love Alternative. But I'm like, I don't really want to watch the next episode. But I can't play Love Alternative until I finish the series.
Wow. Okay.
That's kind of how my Sunday went, actually.
Alright. So Jay, what'd you give it?
I would give it an 8. Cause it's just, it's fantasy. Medieval fantasy. And I like that a lot. I mean, I haven't run into many medieval fantasy shows that I don't like. In fact, I can't think of any.
I mean, how many shows can you think of that do involve fantasy?
I'd have to check on that, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
You can't really think of any. So you can't, of course you can't think of any you don't like. You can't think of any at all. I mean, that's like saying
Slayers, Legend of the Legendary Heroes, Chronicles of the Cursed Sword, and those are like three ones that I like a lot. Maybe I just block out all my bad memories.
That could be it. Like, it's like saying, I don't know any, like, I can't think of any Norwegians that I hate. It's like, well, of course, I don't know any Norwegians. Like,
wait, really? You can't think of, like, Brevniak or whatever the guy's name is?
No, because I have no idea who that person is.
He's the guy that went on the shooting spree.
Who?
Sure he's
shooting spree. There's been a lot of shooting sprees recently.
Like, I'm pretty sure he was Norwegian. He went on the shooting spree like a year ago.
A year ago? Come on, Nate, get with the times. I don't have the kind of...
You don't have the memory for 1 year. And it was like one of the worst shootings in like Scandinavia.
Hey, this is a happy time. Nathan, this is a happy time.
This is
Who cares about Scandinavia? All Scandinavia does for us is create black metal.
Oh boy.
Name one of the things Scandinavia does.
Projects.
Yeah.
You don't think that like all the blonde chicks in Scandinavia are hot?
I've actually I haven't seen Scandinavian chicks. I've just seen Reddit talking about Scandinavian chicks. And actually, so, you know.
Well, I guess the other reason I would like Slayers, keep it back on track, fuckers, is it's a fun, happy time. Unlike Dog Days.
Oh, come on. Oh, you're gonna start this right now. Dog Days is the happiest show ever. You can't get happier than Dog Days. Dog Days is just like Dog Days is just a big ball of cotton candy that you just is delicious and sweet and awesome. So fuck you, Jay. Fuck
actually,
your
out
fat
right now,
fucking ass.
Actually, out right now is a series called like Problem Children, and in Japanese it has a horribly long name that I won't try and pronounce. And everyone's saying it's like this show is like Dog Days. And I'm like, it's nothing like Dog Days. It's way better than Dog Days.
I don't even know why do you hate Dog Days so much.
I need to watch it again to figure that out more precisely. To more precise my hate, I need to figure out by watching it again. So, what are we watching next week?
Hidamari sketch. The artsy show about artsy people being artsy.
I just want to say one thing. I gave the show a 6.
A 6? Nathan, we haven't given your opinion! God damn it!
Nate, your opinion doesn't matter. We don't give a shit.
Why'd you give it a 6?
Because I didn't like Lena.
That's your main reason?
Well, I mean, if you don't like the main character, that's a pretty good reason.
Okay, yeah, good point.
Like, if I would have liked it more, a 7 or an 8. Yeah, sure. Like, if I didn't find her so annoying. But I do. So it's a 6.
Alright. That makes sense.
Still better than Guilty Crown.
Yeah, Guilty Crown was kind of just... Yeah.
What did I give Guilty Crown?
I don't remember. I think I gave it a decent score, like a 6 or a 7.
Give it a 6.
And then you just went back and just retrograded it.
I think I did. I think like after like we talked about it, I was just like, you know what? I don't want to give it that score anymore.
You're all like, wait, all I've been doing is hating this show.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, like, I don't remember a single good thing I said about that show.
So, next week we're watching Hidamari sketch, right?
Oh man, it's like artsy hardcore. It's like shafting it up hard. Although you can't get shaftier than the Monogatari series, really. So, but we can save all our shaft talk for next week.
Oh yeah. We'll just have to shaft it up.
Shaft it up. Why is it so fun to say shaft?
Well, because there's a penis joke in there somewhere.
I don't know, it's more just like, Shaft is, I guess it's more just, for me, it's just the fact that Shaft is just a silly company. They create silly shows.
Alright.
It's Jay trying to make a penis joke.
Wait, what?
It's the fact that you're trying to make a penis joke. That's what makes it fun to me.
I can't do it. I can't do a good one.
I know, that's why it's fun.
So
Alright.
you know when the show Denpa Onna just became bad? Oh, I should save this for later, because this is
Yeah,
now I'm just talking about Shaft.
Yeah. You know. Well, I guess that's it for this week. So,
So much off topic.
So we got pretty off topic this way.
yet it's still somehow shorter than last week.
There's
I mean, but we see, because we had a lot to talk about Canon, and we had opinions about it. This was...
Alright. Well then, that's it for this week. Tune in next week as we watch Hidamari sketch. It's like, I'm Darkly 10,000. You guys gonna say your names?
Why do we have to say our names?
To say goodbye.
We're the only ones who listen to these anyway.
As far as you guys know.
Bye. I'm Truman.
I'm Nathan. Bye-bye.
Signing off.